Hey everyone, I hope y'all are having a great day. Quite a few people have asked me to make a video on the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trailer, and so that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if you've noticed, but on my channel I don't really do trailer reactions anymore. But since I have had people ask me to make this, I'm here to serve you. So let's talk about it. So in case you didn't realize, you're currently on a book channel. And To All the Boys I've Loved Before, while it is going to be a film on Netflix that comes out August 17th, it actually is based on a book. Who would have guessed? Also called To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, and this is actually the first book in what is a trilogy. I've read the entire series, I have a review up for every single book. Hopefully future Sophia will link those reviews down in the pants, but if she doesn't, just yell at her in the comments and she'll fix it. But yeah, this is a book series about a teenage girl named Lara Jean Song Covey. I think those are all her names, and she's half Korean, half white. And the first book is about the fact that she likes to write love letters to all the boys that she has really big crushes on in order to get over them. And then one day all of her letters get mailed out and she's like, oh my lord, my life is a disaster. This is a pretty popular YA book series, and the movie rights got optioned, and I guess Netflix acquired them because Netflix is the one that's, you know, creating and distributing the movie. And yesterday, at least yesterday the day I'm filming, the new official To All the Boys I've Loved Before Netflix movie trailer dropped. And so let's talk about it. So what are my thoughts on the trailer? It looks like it's going to be a cute, funny movie. It doesn't look the most faithful to the novel. For example, my first thought after watching the entire thing was, why is John Ambrose McLaren in this trailer? Like in the previous trailer we got, we saw John Ambrose McLaren, but he was like 10 years old at a Model UN thing. So not the grown-up John Ambrose McLaren that we get to see in P.S. I Still Love You. But no, in the trailer we see grown-up John Ambrose McLaren, and I was like, what are you doing here? You don't belong in this installment. Which has me wondering, I know some people are hypothesizing that it's like a daydreaming sequence, or that it could be the very end of the film and kind of leave it on a cliffhanger. But like, if they're combining elements from the different books in this first movie, I don't know how I feel about that. Granted, of course, there's no guarantee that there would even be a second movie or a third movie, right? So maybe they're just making one entirely cohesive story in this first and only movie. But John Ambrose McLaren, if you've seen my P.S. I Still Love You review, you know that I love him. He deserves so much better than like a quick throwaway scene in the first movie, you know? So I'm gonna pull up the cast list so that I can talk about that. I've never seen a Netflix movie. I know The Kissing Booth and Set It Up are both pretty popular, but I've never watched them. But Netflix shows are good, so I'm hoping that Netflix movies are also good. I'm not worried. The trailer looks like really great quality, so. Alright! So Lara Jean is played by Lana Condor. I think she's so cute. She looks nothing like how I pictured Lara Jean. That really doesn't matter to me. The way she looks and the way she delivers her lines and her costuming doesn't look anything like the Lara Jean I pictured when I was reading the books, but I'm not mad about it. She seems like a pretty good actress. She almost looks like a little too, I don't know the word for it. She just looks like a little too grown up to be Lara Jean. I feel like my Lara Jean looks very innocent and youthful and childish, and Lana doesn't really look like that, but I think she has the complete capability to make Lara Jean her own character. Peter Kavinsky is played by Noah Centineo. Noah Centineo looks exactly like the kind of dude I would never make eye contact with. To be frank, the first time I saw him, I was like, he looks exactly like one of those gross frat-tastic boys from my university. And in the trailer, he seems like such a prick. He's like, I'm flattered, but you know, it's never gonna happen. And I'm like, girl, you are so whipped by the third book, like, who are you to be saying that it's not gonna happen? He's very pretty, don't get me wrong, but he just looks kind of like mean and arrogant, which I don't think is bad. I actually think that really suits Peter Kavinsky's character, because if you didn't know, I hated Peter Kavinsky in the first book. I didn't hate him, but I really did not like him. I didn't even really like him in the second book, I don't think. I only liked him when he became really sensitive and devoted to Lara Jean in the third book. So I know a lot of fans disagree, but I thought Peter Kavinsky was a pretty big jerk in the first book. So I feel like that casting is not too off the mark. Janel Parrish, who I think everyone knows as Mona from Pretty Little Liars, plays Margot. And it's really interesting because she and Lana look nothing alike, and they're siblings. I just feel like Janel Parrish looks so much older than Margot is supposed to be, because I think Margot is just supposed to be going off into college, which would make her younger than I am. But Margot is also supposed to be like a very sophisticated adult-like older sister, so that works. So overall, in a nutshell, my thoughts on the casting is they don't fit at all what I imagined, but they work in their own way. So this official trailer showed a lot more of the circumstances of the actual story than the first trailer did, which I think is great. Like in the very first trailer that they dropped, they never said that Josh was off limits because Josh is Margot's boyfriend, but they showed that in the official trailer. And then the first trailer didn't show at all the plot of the story, which is that Peter and Lara Jean pretend to be together, and we finally get that important plot line introduced in this official trailer. Honestly, the vibe of the trailer does not give me the vibe of the book at all. Like, I feel like the aesthetic of this series and the aesthetic of this trailer, while both are beautiful in their own way, are not very similar. Looking at both of the trailers, I think the movie will be fun, I think it'll be entertaining and cute. I don't think it'll be super similar or faithful to the novel, but I'm not mad about that. I think it's really just taking the fun elements of the book and kind of creating its own story. I feel like the novels and this movie are going to be on different frequencies, if that makes sense. I definitely wouldn't expect to go on Netflix on August 17th and see the visualization of my thoughts when I was reading the books, but I think you would see something that's fun and satisfying and cute. And honestly, I think the most important thing about this is that I want this Netflix film to be successful because I want people to know that a film, especially a film meant for teenagers and has a romantic plotline in it, can have an Asian girl as a lead. Honestly, have we ever seen that before? I don't know, I think about the movies that I saw when I was growing up, like The Cheetah Girls and High School Musical. I'm just gonna list a bunch of DCOMs. When do you ever get to see an Asian woman as the lead? When? Like, do Asian people not have stories to tell? Like, are their stories not worthy of being main plotlines of media? So like, for me, regardless of how much the cast looks like how I pictured them, or regardless of how many lines of dialogue are lifted directly from the book, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't really matter. As long as Netflix made a quality film and it does well, a lot of people watch it and are excited about it. That's the real goal, I feel. And if I'm being frank, I honestly don't even remember enough of To All the Boys I've Loved Before, the first book, to really judge this film on accuracy or faithfulness. But yeah, those are my thoughts so far on the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trailer. I'm still wondering how John Ambrose McLaren is involved in this first film, especially because the first book is really about Peter and Josh. I feel like you don't get to see that much of Josh in the trailer, regardless. So those are my thoughts. Please let me know what you think of the trailer. Are you excited for the movie? Do you think it's going to be faithful? Are you excited about the cast? Let me know. Do you think they're merging multiple books in this one movie? Let me know. I want to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day and happy reading. Bye!